Most of you, well, some of you, if you've heard of Feed the Cats, some of you might be accepting of it. Like, yeah, I understand it. Probably this topic and how it's been discussed and however you may have come up with probably have rubbed you the wrong way. But I'll explain kind of what the big philosophy is and kind of the big takeaways are. So, what is Feed the Cats? It's prioritizing high performance through sprint training. We all do speed training. We all consider it speed training, but if you're not timing, you aren't sprinting. And if you're not recording, ranking, and publishing that, you're not sprinting and keeping track of that. The big godfather of Feed the Cats and kind of coined that phrase, Tony Holler. You never want to let today's workout ruin tomorrow. So you got to keep in mind what you're doing today with the kids, the athletes, isn't going to ruin tomorrow. Practice and what you do is evolved around speed and game demands. So what that is either your full speed or no speed. The in-between mixture is not going to get you faster, is not going to get you better. So something slow, something drug out that's, and especially in football, I mean, plays last 3 to 5 seconds. If you're doing stuff 10, 15, 20 seconds, running 300 shuttles, it might take you 60 seconds. That's not matching the game demand. You're not going to have the same output. You're not getting better doing that. It's a lot easier to train at 100 miles an hour because then 80 miles an hour is going to make it look easy. Big philosophy behind it is microdosing and essentialism. So doing just enough to get better, which I know sounds crazy, but I'll explain here how we do that in the off season, kind of how we do that in the in season, and then do less to achieve more, meaning that you don't have to be burning the midnight oil to getting success and getting gains and everything like that. Eliminating total conditioning. Running slow doesn't lead to playing faster, and tired is the enemy. Just like I said earlier, if you're not doing stuff that is matching the game demand, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your players' time, you're actually not helping them maintain their speed that they're currently at. It's actually being an inhibited factor, and there's no way of getting faster than that. And then fresh is fast and never grind. So off-season Feed the Cats. First thing you got to understand is sprinting is a skill that can be taught. This has to be done when somebody is fresh. So when I say someone is fresh, that's not that, well, we squatted on Monday, Tuesday we benched, so Wednesday, yeah, they're fresh on Wednesday. Usually when I like to talk about fresh is they've usually had hopefully about 48 hours off of activity. That goes with even our basketball kids or whatnot. So fresh for us is Mondays. Mondays, or if we had Monday off and we come back Tuesday, that is our fresh day. That is we are going to time and work on our top end sprinting, because the better we are at sprinting, the better we become moving. The other thing that leads into that is you can only do top end sprinting 3 days out of the week. You do any more of that, you're just conditioning. If you do any more of that, your sprinting now turns into running. Your running is what doesn't make you faster, and now you're stuck in the, well, we're constantly grinding situation. So for warm-ups wise, static stretching doesn't equal high performance. Slow dynamic movements does not lead to high performance. You must match the demand and what you are doing. So if we're looking at sprinting, that means that our warm-up, we change them into speed drills, and we are doing them with intent to be as fast as possible. The two things that we do every day is reflexive performance reset. That's a system that puts your body into a performance state of mind through breathing and reflex points. I know Coach Jones talked about earlier today about how they have breathing for their reset when they make mistakes. I mean, that is I think one of the most important aspects of anything is just breathing right to put yourself in a performance state. Our speed drills, like I said, are done at full speed because you are rewiring your hard drive in your body. So a lot of times sprint training, working on speed, proper running mechanics is never taught, but you have some fast kids on your team. Usually the way that they run, the way that they move has been just integrated for their body compensating to move faster. So being intentional in your sprint training and doing your speed drills will help wire the body to correct form. So our off-season example of what we do is we RPR. I actually have the players lead this after they feel comfortable, put the captains in charge of it, and they get the kids in line. First thing they start breathing, and then they go through their 12 wake-up points. After that, we're right into speed drills. As you can see here, we go A skips, high knee butt kicks, quick prime times, backward sprint, prime times for distance. We go backward sprint again, and then they'll do starts. They're only going 15 yards, but they are going as fast as they possibly can, and it's intent to be perfect on form. After that, we'll time their sprints for the day. Every other Monday or Tuesday, whatever be the first day of the week, we're either timing flying 10s or 40s to tell us where we're at. And then on our 9 time days for sprint days in the off season, we're doing mini hurdles. Mini hurdles is the best way to work on sprint mechanics without you having to cue 1,000 things. Bodies and the way that people run just naturally get into form, and it corrects things without you having to cue 100 things to a kid, which eventually will just slow them down. So why is this important to start the feed cats in the off season? If you can look right here, here's our 2 graphs from January to March in our 40s, 9th through 12th grade, and then miles per hour, we're taking off our flying 10s. But if you can see in the white is what we pre-tested at. Even if you look, we had 1 kid at 4.4. When we tested in March, we had 4 kids at 4.4. And you can just kind of see in the blue that has been a big us improving. I think overall team speed-wise, we went from a 5.2 down to a 4.9, which is huge for the league that we play in when we're playing against Phoenix Centrals, which their number 1 receivers going to Clemson. And they got 15 guys with D1 offers. Same thing with miles per hour. We've really moved the needle on that, getting kids over the 20-mile-an-hour mark, which has been a huge impact. But it's just as simple as what we did earlier. If you keep them fresh and you are intentionally training speed like it is a skill in sprinting, you'll have these gains. Got to give a shout out Jed Kennedy. He does all our recording. I'll put it in the computer, but he's always out there when we're doing this kind of stuff, tracking all the numbers for me, which helps out. Feeding the cats, when we look at in season, we still go RPR. Actually, that is the only thing that we do on game days. We try to keep the kids as fresh as possible. We're only on the field for 20 minutes. But then you look at our speed drills. So just like we were doing before, if for some reason, hey, we can't time flying 10 today or 40, doing the speed drills enough will help you work on your speed mechanics so that you are still progressing and still being able to move more efficiently. If you move more efficiently, you use less energy, meaning you're going to be less tired. If we do that, I think your players are going to be playing better at the end of the day. So the days you got to look at when feeding the cats, you got to have sprint days and non-sprint days. So like I said, sprint days can only happen 3 days out of the week. On those days, I like to find something to time, and that's got to be max effort. And that's usually when you're looking ones-on-ones, best on best. We do competitions on that on Mondays and Wednesdays. On non-sprint days, that's just limiting your contact. So when we're talking about max effort for sprint days, usually what's going to fatigue your CNS, your central nervous system, and really wear out a kid is the contact and collision. So if you're just banging heads going full ones-on-ones, that's going to take a lot out of the kids. That's why you can only really do that 3 days a week, one of them being game days, and then you got to pick out your other 2. The non-sprint days, you try to go 1s versus 2s. It's a little less, and then less contact, maybe focus a little more on 7-on-7 on that. We want to look quality over quantity. So players' full speed reps per the day should be about 1/4 of what they take in a game. So if you know your defense is on the field for 60 plays, we'll try not to have them do more than 15 live reps. That'd be 25% of it. We started the season at 2-5 this year, and I thought Coach Kennedy did a tremendous job we really cut back of what we were doing defensively, not schematic-wise, but how many reps our kids were taking in practice. And they weren't taking a lot, but I was keeping track of it. Yeah, we're getting maybe 16 between inside run, some team time, 7-on-7, maybe pushing 20. But last half of the season, there'd be practices where our defense would take 6 live full-speed snaps, sometimes 8, and that would be it. And it's, hey, we do what we do. And we played really well to go on a nice run, make it in the playoffs, win our last 3, and knock off some top-ranked opponents in the state. But that is a testament of, him being on board of, hey, we got to be fresh. And then the big underlining thing that's very easy to do is You can't redline your kids every single day and expect them not to be injured on Friday. And what I mean by that is you can't grind them daily. We can't go one-on-ones daily. You can't have every day a sprint day and redline their engine because on Friday it'll blow. So most time when you see cramps on Friday nights, it's usually a byproduct of your training and your preparation going up. It's not a lack of hydration on that. It's an overuse of the central nervous system. So if you're pounding away and your best player is cramping up on Friday nights, you got to kind of look at what are you doing leading up to that. Well, he took every rep on offense. He took every rep on defense. Yeah, we sent him out on special teams during practice, but he's taking 40 reps on Monday. He's taking 40 reps on Tuesday. He's taking 40 reps on Wednesday. Taking 40 reps on Thursday. Now you got 160 reps, and he's maybe playing 100 snaps in the game, but he's cramping up on play 40. It's a testament of where you're training at. So that goes back all to feed the cats of fresh is fast. And you got to be wary of what's a sprint day, what's a non-sprint day, and keep that in mind when we're talking about full speed or no speed, especially your studs. They need this more than ever because that's what's going to keep them fresh. So how do we apply feeding the cats per position? What really helped us out throughout the year is I wish I could tell you what game it was, but our blitzing at the beginning of the year, we weren't hitting home on a lot of it. You know, we'd be kind of slow getting to it. You'd watch in practice when we'd blitz on cans or whatnot. Kids were just kind of going through the motions. So we're sitting in a staff meeting, and the quarterback we were playing that week got the ball up pretty quickly, and I just went through huddle and timed every snap from snap to his release. How quick was he getting the ball out? So intentionally for our blitzes on Mondays and Wednesdays, even when they're on cans or when we actually had bodies to go against, kids knew that, hey, we need to get to the quarterback in 2.5 seconds. 2.5 seconds, it's a sack. So if they're blitzing on cans, if they're blitzing against a scout team, if they're blitzing one-on-one, if they didn't get there in 2.5 seconds, we didn't count it as a sack. And that kind of really switched our blitz game around of the kids had just the intent of going all out, giving all effort. A stopwatch will do that. A free lap will do that. When you are timing kids, that takes away any of the guessing work, and you know you are going to get max effort. You could yell at them until you blue in the face to hustle and get to the ball, but if they know they're on the clock and they're used to it, that will carry over to I'm going to sprint. I need to go hard. And you're just embedding those habits that you want them to be really successful to go all out on every play. So other things that I've done is we'll use the free lap. If you guys don't know what that is, it's literally stick two cones. A kid will wear a chip, and it'll show up on screen on your phone of like how fast to go from point A to point B. So I've done it in the past where we'll go from the line of scrimmage to quarterback, how quickly a kid could get off the ball from the right side of the line to the left side of the line. And then you can kind of use that to dictate of, hey, where's my decision making? If we got to get home on third down, all right, where are we sending this blitzer from? Because, hey, he's better on the left side, so what can I dial up to bring him from the left side to give him maybe better pressure to the quarterback? The other thing about timing and recording this is it helps kids see their success, see, hey, I'm improving and I'm getting faster. Well, if you got kids' confidence, if you got them happy, if you got them healthy, you're giving your kid your best chance to perform to the best of their ability. So in-season feeding the cats, what kind of example weekly plan would look like is Monday's a sprint day, like I said. So that's sometimes our best on best. We're looking situational. That's our physical time. That could be goal line, third down team. We're looking quality over quantity. We don't need to do 20 reps best on best. We can, hey, here's 5. Here's 10 if max on that. But then you cut back on that. Tuesday, you want to kind of limit contact, more perimeter work, maybe a longer 7-on-7. You cut back on the inside run. You limit the reps because the inside run's what's going to tear up your kid's central nervous system and kind of beat them up for the next day. So you're still looking quality over quantity. Wednesday would be another sprint day, so that's physical, situational, and that's where our contact is. We're looking inside run. We're looking team time. Coach Kennedy said earlier, Wednesdays, that's when our third down is. So we'll do 7 plays, sometimes right off the bat of, hey, okay, we are going to maybe 4 plays, might take 7 plays. That's when we'll go ones-on-ones. That is the day to do it. And then, you know, he does a great job. Sometimes we don't even communicate that, but just reading the kids. And if we go best and best for third downs on Wednesday, and we go all 7 reps, that team session later on, he might just take them for 6 reps. So now we're only looking – sometimes maybe our one defense only gets 13 reps in there, but, it's keeping us fresh for later. And those 13 reps, we know we got all-out effort for them. So that's going to carry over to Friday night. So Thursday is mental and a confidence day. Little bit of limited reps on that, and limited on contact on there. We go through some of that, just make sure, but we're not trying to redline. We just rev the engine a little bit on that day to see, okay, everything's working, and then we're ready for Friday night. And Friday night should be where most of your reps happen. It shouldn't be like, well, we're grinding them on Monday. Like I said earlier, we took so many reps on that. Friday night is, if you came into our locker room, 5:30 kids tape, they do RPR, 6:15 we take the field. We're only in helmets, our undershirt, and game pants. Specialists go out for about 10 minutes. Everyone else after that for about 15 minutes, and then we're back in the locker room for another 15 minutes. So really the reps we take on that, and if you watch our defense, we do about 2 minutes in Indy. We take 3 plays on the defense, and then we keep them ready and fresh for game time. I think all those principles, and if you look at the best interest for the kids, keeping them fast and fresh, is you got to feed the cat. So you sprint them, you rest them, you let them recover, you sprint them again, because when they are healthy, they play fast, and when you play fast and you're healthy, you got a better chance to win. Here, I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you. Here's my contact information. You can get me by email, my Twitter, or here's my cell phone.
Sweet. Appreciate it, Brad. So there was a lot of discussion about the free lap on the chat. I know you touched on that a little bit. So maybe explain a little bit more about what that is. And there was guys asking how much it costs.
Okay. So the free lap, there's a couple different systems you can get out there. You can get one with the relay coach, so it'll pop up. That's a little cheaper. Usually that's $2,000. If you get that, and I think about 10 chips, it would be about $2,700. If you get the Bluetooth relay, you want to hold on a second? I got it in my garage. I'll go grab it real quick. Sorry about that.
No problem, man.
Yeah. Coach County would kick me off the team.
Easy.
Yeah. So you guys can see me, right? So here's a system. You're going to get these. You'll get some chips. The system we got actually 4 cones, 2 pads on there, and then we actually ended up getting 18 chips. So it cost us $4,100. We kind of went all in on it because we use a football track, basketball team uses it, and baseball team, so we combined it all together. It's kind of ranges all through there. There's a cheap package. If you could get away with just these 2 and a chip. I think that's about $700. And if you bought the extra 10 chips, if you're getting a Bluetooth one, that would run about $2,900. And then you got 11 chips and 2 cones, and you can do a lot with that. The one thing I didn't really touch on that, what we can tell by timing on Monday is how we can use our kids the rest of the week. So that takes out the guessing game of, hey, did such and such have a bad weekend, or what's his problem? I mean, this dummy proofs that if we're running 40s and instead of running a 4.6, he's running a 4.9 today, it's like, okay, I need to cut back. Otherwise, I'm going to screw up tomorrow for him. That's the whole principle of keeping it in your mind, is like, we can't have today ruin tomorrow. So I'm a big proponent. If you're doing team stuff and like on the field, you want this on the go, get a lot of people through. I mean, Coach Kennedy can contest for it because he writes down the time. Our third block football class that has 75 kids in it. I mean, we will get through flying. We'll get through the RPR, the speed drills, and the flying tens in 20 minutes, and he'll write 150 times down, and that just one after another after another.
What's football class?
Oh, yeah. That's our 90-minute block where we have our skill players in it.
Must
And
be
then
nice,
second
man.
block, we have OD line. 8th graders coming in fourth block.
Must be nice. Must be nice. And then I'm supposed to ask about the workout where you do the 18 sets of 1 at 95% with the chains.
Who put that on there?
Who do you think asked that one? I got it
No,
on
I
the
could've-
phone from somebody, you know.
So, yeah, no, yeah, here's the thing. So I know I said don't grind and everything like that. If you were going to have something like that, then this is why you got to put speed. Speed is a skill you got to work on. So if we're doing speed training after lifting, it's just conditioning. It's just conditioning. So if we do our speed training first, kind of what happens after that, we'll be okay for that week or that day or whatnot. And knowing that if you do a workout like that, you have to have some good rest in between for whenever you're going to sprint next. Otherwise, you're going to fry your kids.
Yep, good stuff. Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I took away from all this when I first started was that idea that like cramping is nothing to do with being dehydrated and eat your bananas. It's because you've fried your central nervous system. I think that's the biggest thing, and it's a huge misconception, I think, amongst coaches in general everywhere. So.
Oh, sure. Hey, I've seen kids like suck on mustard packets on the sideline and guzzle pickle juice. It's crazy. They're like, "Oh, it's because I'm cramping." It's like, dude, you're fatigued and tired.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, man, good stuff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.